Now what you hear is not a test. I'm rapping to the beat, and me, the groove, and my friends are going to try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I would like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, purple, and yellow. But first, I gotta bang bang the boogie do the boogie, say up, jump the boogie do the bang bang boogie. Let's rock. You don't stop. Rock the riddle that will make your body rock. Another one bites the dust.
I couldn't resist. So this is pretty wild, this rapping thing. As you can see, the format's changed a little bit. We now have these pink tiles, which signify that we're rapping here. It's found under the Note Properties menu. As you can see, we have some new indicators here, which are a lot different than the usual squiggly graphs. And in a nutshell, all they are the intonation, which is pitch, basically, and how the notes drop off. Because when we speak, we tend to drop off unless we're asking a question, right? And then it goes up. So that's basically what we have happening here. So the higher this is, the higher the note is. So let's have a little demonstration on the end here. My little side bit of fun.
Another one bites the dust.
So I have Solaria and joining in there, but we'll just solo Richie for the moment.
Another one bites the dust.
Okay, so obviously this is in singing mode, and what's wild is we can literally switch between modes at any point in time. So I could have the first two words as manual, where I've changed the pitch, where I've stripped the pitch out.
Another one bites the dust.
Don't really hear it there, but if I switch this one to manual and delete these, now it's just...
Another one bites the dust.
And if I want, I can draw in my own vibrato here.
Another one bites the dust.
Or I can just switch it back to singing. And then the other new feature is now we can adjust the vibrato. Which is what we've all been praying for, because the vibrato has been a bit excessive in the AI version.
Another one bites the dust.
And at any point you can change it to rap.
Another one bites the dust.
Obviously you wouldn't have a long note like that for, well, you might, but I wouldn't. Let's have a look here. So the rap intonation, right? So this is set flat at the moment, and it's still, you can hear it fall off.
Another one bites the dust.
So if I do that.
Another one bites the dust.
Or if I do that.
Another one bites the dust.
So you can hear how it falls off. So ideally, you would have the note a lot shorter.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
And then the other thing is that you don't really need to do this crazy pitch stuff anymore, because these intonations actually do most of that work. So you can see the auto intonations are white, and the ones where I've adjusted is turned pink to let you know that you've edited it. So the reason mine looks like this is I actually took the original Sugar Hill isolated vocal and pitch tracked it and then exported the MIDI, and that's basically what it gave me. So I just use that as a starting point. But you could literally have it all on one note, and these intonations could be doing it, because rapping doesn't usually go beyond 3 or 4 notes above or below the root, if you like. And you can see that with the intonation control. So let's switch to my here, because Solaria is not rapping yet.
Another one bites the dust.
She's panned.
Another one bites the dust.
Okay. And let's actually slide this along a little bit. If I copy it. Right.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
So what happens if they all go in the same? See how these are still kind of going up and down?
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
So if I select one, you can see where that is. I can drag that up.
Another one bites the dust.
Same here.
Another one bites the dust.
Right, and now if I were to go the other way,
Another one bites the dust.
if you were to move these, you'll see how intonation is, whether it's rising or falling. And tone is basically the intonation, sorry. Tone is actually the pitch. See how the default 0 is actually like 1 above the bass line. And it goes +1 and -5.
Another one bites the dust.
But I don't think it's 5 semitones down. I would say it's two and a bit. So they're probably half semitones for each one, something like that. Just guessing, don't quote me.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust.
So there you go. Pretty awesome upgrades. I don't know if there were any other new features, but these are kind of overwhelmingly good. So very happy. Crazy the progression this program's made in the few months I've been using it. Can't imagine what the future holds. All right, hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you soon.
Now what you hear is not a test, I'm rapping to the beat. And me, the groove, and my friends are gonna try to move your feet. See, I am Wonder Mike, and I would like to say hello to the black, to the white, the red, and the brown, purple, and yellow. But first I gotta bang, bang, the boogie to the boogie, say up, jump the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie, let's rock. You don't stop, rock the rhythm that will make your body rock.